The process is not too different than, honestly, when designing cars. There's so much work in the research, the lead up. You got to know about sewing techniques and things like that to create, the seating environments and stuff. So a bunch of years ago, started with Cookie Monster. My son was 1 at that time. And we went on a trip and he just fell in love with a Cookie Monster that was, at this resort. Really from then on, I created about 10 so far, over about 13, 14 years. It's great that, we're so creative here in what we do. It takes a village, and then I can go home, kind of work on my own, and then hopefully it just inspires people to do more things artistically, drawing, painting, a little bit of that. And I think it's nice to get back to doing that, as a whole. All right, so this is Cookie Monster 2010, first costume I did. This one I did with my son too. He was a little cookie. It's all blue fabric that was sewn up, foam feet, nice foam insulation. So think that pink and blue foam that we have on our houses. That's what this head's made out of, and I see out of the mouth. Fairly overall simple, but I've used this costume so many times in terms of embellishments. I've been Santa Cookie, I've been scary abominable snowman, that type of stuff. So it's been fun to kind of flex this costume to a certain point. A little bit of hot. I think I lose about 5-10 pounds every time I wear it. So it's always got kind of a fun one. But next one is Woody. So this was 2013. Again, my son and I were kind of co-characters. He was Buzz Lightyear, so he was about 4 years old at the time. But just loved this character in terms of just the colors, and then building things like the little belt buckle. This is out of a Fimo, so it's a modeling clay that hardens. Same thing with this, and just kind of, finding stuff. Obviously, some of these characters were never humans. So obviously in this situation, it was a toy, animated, so it was kind of fun making it up to be a real character, which is pretty cool. Edward Scissorhands. So one of the first Johnny Depp characters. I love Johnny Depp more so because he's so animated in terms of the character, and I think it's part of the disservice when you just see these up as mannequins when I'm not inside the character, because I think part of that is the process. It's facial expressions, it's the voice, it's how I animate the character. So that's a lot of what is maybe missing here by just seeing it static. But interesting fact about this, I was actually on a drive program for our Dodge Charger, so this was 2014. I had to figure it all out while I was on the drive program for a couple weeks and actually get all of the materials delivered to the house. I came back that night, stayed up all night, and basically put this character together, overnight, which was kind of fun, intimidating, but pretty cool. Chewbacca. So Chewbacca took not 2 total years, but kind of over the span of 2 years. Part of the inspiration with this too, I love Star Wars. There's so many cool things about it. Us as an office, as the design office, we're doing a screening of Star Wars when it was coming out, and I figured, I got to be a character to go to the movie theater, because it was also our holiday party at that time. This is pretty intense. Clay modeled, the head as the form, pulled latex off of it. This is hair that is in 4 different colors. You have to weave it together. It's all within a mesh suit that's tied in. That's probably part of the work that I just didn't realize how long it was going to take. I got the whole front done, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to now do the whole back, and then I got to do the legs. But it just took so much time. I think what's cool about some of these is researching, figuring out exactly what was maybe used. So in this case, there was a movie version of this, as we all know. So things like even the crossbow, figuring out exactly what they used to begin with, that's part of the fun, I think, with each of the costumes. My second Johnny Depp is Captain Jack Sparrow. This is probably one of my most favorites in terms of just the entire experience of the character. So Jack Sparrow's great because it's one of the costumes I can just wear all day long. I can be in it, I'm in full character. I love coming here when I was in it, being in meetings, not breaking character, banging my fist on the ground. Pretty cool. I mean, just so much intricacy into here, creating things like the compass type stuff, the sword and stitching, the entire outfit. But again, a lot of this is the makeup and the personality behind the character. So a lot of fun with Jack Sparrow. So 2019, this is Willy Wonka, my third Johnny Depp outfit. What was cool about this one is a friend of ours asked if I could, he was throwing a party that was Wonka themed, and he said, hey, is there any way that you could be Willy Wonka? So I said, hey, perfect. It's getting close to Halloween time. You know, I'll use that as inspiration for what to do. So, and that's a pretty cool part of the process is the sewing and just going in there and figuring out all the techniques, building off of each character. But again, Johnny Depp, a lot about the mood, the character, how he acts. So it's more about just the outfit, it's about the entire experience. And then Beetlejuice. So Beetlejuice was 2018. Loved doing Beetlejuice. I think, again, the character, you know, the makeup makes this, and so that's what's missing here. But just having so much fun acting this character out. You know, I need to actually reprise the role with the new Beetlejuice movie coming out. But I think it was fun to just build sew and build the outfit. Get down to things like even my fingernails were all done. I had a custom thing for my teeth to go on there just because Beetlejuice's teeth are pretty ratty, and I wanted to make sure down to that level the costume was kind of a full piece. 2021 was Animal. This was in the middle of COVID, so I actually still was doing it. I came in, there wasn't as many people here, and that's actually why I want to reprise this one at some point in time. I want to pull this one back out of the closet because I think this one was a fun character. Foam, again, like a little bit of that blue foam from Cookie Monster, the house foam. Having fun with some of this ostrich hair and just putting in there, and again, being the character is a lot of what this is about. Animal, animal, animal. And then one of 2022 was Big Bird. And what I wanted to do here with actually just showcasing what this was about a 2-week or so build. Turkey, custom colored turkey feathers, foam on the head. I'm actually holding the head with my right hand. My left hand is actually the one left hand of Big Bird. It's held with a fishing line that actually then lifts up the other side so you get that movement. And then I'm actually watching my phone. So I have a camera up in between the eyes, and that's actually how I'm walking. I'm walking around looking at the phone, seeing where I'm going. So that's some of the challenges actually, even just performing and doing what you need to do in the costume. You got to kind of figure things out a little bit. So that was a fun costume. And then last but not least, C-3PO. Very challenging. This is probably the most automotive tie just because of fiberglass, plastics, everything that took to get to this. I hand laid up all the fiberglass, created plastic forms, wood forms, metal forms, and this one I am locked into this. This one is built for me, so I don't think hardly anyone else can probably put this on. Just because he's a man amongst metal, plastic, and everything else. Everything wires. It's a pretty cool piece. Obviously, it's very recognizable. I'll have fun, hopefully, taking this one to other Star Wars type events. So that's my run over the last 10 years. It's pretty interesting. I always, get started to get asked, hey, what am I going to be for next year? I never tell. I don't want to spill the beans, so I always leave it up for us to come. We have our spooktacular party here in the design office, and that's when everyone gets to see what I am for the next year.